Alright, so we just got some breaking news. I just got out of the shower, so don't mind me, but Nelson Cruz has officially signed with the Padres. So before we get into why I think this whole roster is really good, why they've had an amazing offseason so far, please leave a like and subscribe to be kept up to date on news and just baseball topics. So let's get into it. Now, I've been talking about it a lot this offseason that the Padres have kind of been a really underrated team. And when I mean underrated, I mean this team has a lot of potential to do really well. So let's go through the starting lineup, right? You still have Ha-Seong Kim that had a really good season last year, kind of set up with the whole Fernando Tatis thing went down, and you guys did end up selling CJ Abrams at the deadline to get Juan Soto, so Ha-Seong Kim had to step up and be that shortstop to your team. Secondly, you guys got Juan Soto. Like I said, Juan Soto had a very down year for himself last year, and he has the potential to be literally like the Barry Bonds of this generation. Now take that with a grain of salt. All I'm gonna say is Juan Soto is a really good hitter, and he walks more than he strikes out. That's the most important thing about Juan Soto. He's a guy that will get on base, he does play okay defense, and he's just a stellar hitter. On top of that, you guys also have Manny Machado still at third base. Manny Machado, as you know, is a really good player. He played stellar defense. He deserved a Gold Glove this year. He had, I think it was top 3 MVP votes, if I'm not mistaken. And then on your shortstop, you guys did sign Xander Bogaerts to an extremely long contract, but you got a shortstop. Hopefully that career success contributes to the Padres' future. Now, besides Bogaerts, you guys still have Cronenworth, which is someone that you guys had for a little bit. He has the Crone zone. He is a guy he's just gonna hit. He's projected to play first base at this point. On top of that, you guys did sign Matt Carpenter, which I did make a video on, so I'll put it up here. He is going to be playing at your DH position. Matt Carpenter was literally like the Barry Bonds of baseball last spring. I mean, the dude was hitting left and right. Unfortunately, he did get injured in St. Louis when he played against the Cardinals, which is kind of ironic because that was his home team before the Yankees. So yeah, Matt Carpenter had a really good season last year. Dude was projected to hit a lot of home runs until he got injured. He's a guy that kind of fixed his swing last year and he revitalized his career, and that's why he got this contract from the Padres. Catcher position, you still have Austin Nola, which hey, he did okay. I mean, it is what it is. Center field, you got Trent Grisham, which, man, that kid was mashing, of course, in the playoffs. That dude really had a comeback season. And in left field is projected to have Adam Engel until you guys get Fernando Tatis back. I mean, his suspension, I don't think is going to be over until a few weeks after opening day, but Fernando Tatis is the person that's probably going to play your right or left field. He'll probably end up moving someone like a Juan Soto to center, or Trent Grisham will stay at center and Juan Soto will move to the left. It's vice versa, right? Fernando Tatis might not play in the infield because you guys got Xander Bogaerts, and you still have Ha-Seong Kim, which is going to play second base. Fernando Tatis is someone that is electric. Do we need to talk about this? Yes, the pet thing is one thing, but also Fernando Tatis is a guy that is extremely good at the sport of baseball and is someone a lot of young fans look up to. And I think that's important because, hey, the Padres needed that person that was going to be their franchise player. Now you got Xander Bogaerts, you have Fernando Tatis coming back, which, hey, he might have some filth to his name, but you still have someone like Juan Soto that's going to be there for the next couple of years. Today, I want to talk about why I think signing Nelson Cruz is pretty good and why I think the Padres might actually have a chance at a World Series. I think Nelson Cruz is a perfect pickup for you guys. Yes, he's a bit older, but he has had a legendary career. I think Nelson Cruz adds a veteran to your roster. Of course, you guys have Matt Carpenter, which is a vet. The dude is 37 years old. Nelson Cruz is a bit older, but Nelson Cruz is a guy that has proved himself. And also, he's played with someone like Juan Soto before, dude. He was on that Nationals team last year, dude. He is a guy that can still mash the ball a little bit. He's not going to play a lot. He's probably going to play on your off days from your DH position. He'll probably, switch out with Matt Carpenter. But I think having someone like Nelson Cruz just adds, because this dude's a clubhouse guy, man. He's a guy that a lot of people enjoy. He's a guy that a lot of people respect. And I think it's perfect for the Padres to pick him up. They showed the youngins, man, what to do. You guys do have a young roster to ascend. You have Juan Soto that's 24. You have Fernando Tatis that's really young. Ha-Seong Kim is 27. Manny Machado is 30, which kind of throws me off because I think Manny Machado is still a kid in my head, or, like in his 20s. Jake Cronenworth, which is 29. And of course, you have a bit older people on the roster, and Trent Grisham also is 26. I forgot about Trent Grisham. I think Nelson Cruz is a perfect pickup for the Padres, and I'm genuinely curious how far this Padres roster will go this season. Will they make a lot of trades at the deadline? Because, hey, Manny Machado is opting out of that contract at the end of the year, or he's supposed to. So you're going to lose one of your star players that had MVP votes last year in 2022. Now, do I think the Padres losing Manny Machado is a big deal? Yes, to a sense, because he is a really good third baseman, but I'm sure the Padres will go out there and buy someone, if anything. I mean, the next free agent class isn't a lot. It's literally Shohei Ohtani and Manny Machado and a bunch of other people, but those are the big stars that are going to be in the free agent class next year, and the Mets are already rumored to be in on Machado, which is kind of funny. I don't know how that already happens. Steve Cohen got the money, and of course Shohei, it's going to be really interesting to see what teams go for him. I think the Padres have a chance, the Dodgers have a chance, and the Mets have a chance. I don't think any other team really has a chance. The Yankees, I don't think they're going to shell out money they just paid for Aaron Judge, and I think they're fine with not having Shohei Ohtani. But even though I kind of got a little off track, I still think this roster is really good and must must I not forget that you guys have a really good starting rotation. Yu Darvish, first of all, pitched really well. Joe Musgrove pitched to his ability and kind of proved himself as a Padre even after that no-hitter he had in 2021. How can we not mention that iconic Joe Musgrove picture that's probably going to circulate across the internet, Joe Musgrove's whole career? I mean, damn, bro, come on. It was his freaking ear game, bro. It's like Jordan's flu game. That game was Joe Musgrove's icy hot game. You know what I mean? Blake Snell is still a guy that did really well. He had an okay, I guess, playoff kind of performance. It wasn't that great, but it was still Blake Snell at its finest. Nick Martinez, which is your projected fourth starting pitcher, and Seth Lugo, which you just signed, which wants to prove himself as a starting pitcher. So hey, he'll get that chance in the Padres organization. On top of that, you guys still have a good bullpen. Josh Hader, hello, you guys kind of got him in a trade. It was kind of a steal to a sense. He didn't really perform as Josh Hader does perform, but when he was in the playoffs, man, he was lights out. Even later in the season, he was lights out, man. So Robert Suarez, which did really well. Luis Garcia, you got someone like Steven Wilson. You just have people, man, that is really good for your team. And I generally think the Padres have a really good chance, and they have that starting depth in their rotation. Now, Seth Lugo is a question mark, like I said. Nick Martinez, I'm not so sure about. However, you do have a really set bullpen. Josh Hader is that guy. Maybe you could add another bullpen piece if you want to via a trade or maybe at the trade deadline. But still, Josh Hader is amazing, and also your starting rotation is pretty good. What more is there to say? They've had a really underrated offseason. That's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. My name's Joe, aka I'm Hitch. Have a good one. Bye.